3. We've got ignition. 2. 1. We've got RIP takeoff. Big ups, y'all. Welcome back to another edition of the Self Luv Show. Today we're covering surviving ADX Florence Supermax prison. Is it an experiment? Is it torture? Wow. The things that one can get away with in the United States of America these days. But if you guys could take this short time to like, share, subscribe, we'll be starting in 3 minutes. Please like, share, subscribe, and repost. Shot-town. You can get it going on your ready. And this is for the listeners.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying all the way through the show to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be clear and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become as a little child, for said the master in spiritual things, quote, except ye become as little children, ye shall in no wise enter into the kingdom of heaven, end quote. Matthew chapter 18, verse 3. If at times there seems to be repetition, please remember, the Self Luv Show is a lesson, not a lecture.
We are, as they say, tangled in our anchor chain. Our financial systems are decades old. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions. According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
Right.
Brother,
I'm wiping it though. I'm gonna wipe it. I'm gonna wipe it. I'm gonna say, hey.
Tori's oldest brother, between us. Tori made me at Beta. And so, he just wanted to say a few words before we let you go here.
Okay. Yeah.
Brother Thomas, thank you so much for gracing us with your appearance, man. Grateful. You expanded our nation beyond belief. It's just a wonderful thing. And we would like to present you with the Self Luv Show first annual Ernest Lee Thomas Achievement Award.
Oh man.
It's apropos that you are the first recipient.
And Nope, we call it the Raj.
We're gonna call it the Raj.
Oh, I love it. Oh man.
Yeah, so we have it on order. So it's gonna come here. We're gonna show it to the show, and then myself or Tasia deliver it to you or ship it to you from there.
Thank
the
you,
Raj. Please like, share, subscribe. The show starts in 45 seconds.
And even in this instance, if I could be of service to a 9-year-old girl or a 19-year-old woman or girl who wants to be a woman, is to really remember that self-love is the best way that you can receive love from anybody else, because it's coming from you. A lot of times we forget that. We like look externally for this love. We look externally for this feeling of validation and adoration and approval, and it has to come from within.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
The Goyim can't handle this. Too much sheep. It's cool to be a sheep if you got a good shepherd. Self-love. Vision. Oh, yeah. Yeah, big ups, y'all. Welcome to another edition, y'all. We in the building. Big ups to our crack production staff. Always coming through in a pinch. I mean, you know, you guys should take a second to really, put your hands together for them. Crack production staff. Music, please. All right, y'all. So we're in the building. Welcome to the Self Love Show, right here on This Ain't That Network. And as we say, TATN. This ain't Fox or MSNBC. I'm one of the co-hosts, 9 Millie. We got the other co-host, Brother Wordsmith on deck. All praise to the ancestors, the Most High, and my beloved late Mama Sky. Missing you. ADX Florence is the most secure and isolated prison in the United States. Also, some people have even referred to it as the Alcatraz of the Rockies. It houses some of the most dangerous and notorious criminals alive, such as so-called terrorists, spooks or spies, serial killers, and gang leaders. The inmates are kept in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day in cells with no windows, or if they do have windows, it's limited view, no contact with other humans, and minimal access to recreation and education. The conditions are so harsh that many inmates have gone bonkers, committed suicide, or developed serious and physical health problems. Okay. How can anyone survive such a place, let alone love themselves? Well, that's what we're going to explore in today's episode. We'll look at some of the stories of some of the inmates more have endured ADX Florence and how they've coped with challenges and traumas they've faced. We'll discuss torture and how to find hope, resilience, forgiveness, and self-love in the darkest of times. This is the Self Love Show, and this is the revolution. These are lessons, not lectures. We're live and live in color on Tuesday, 2024 at approximately 8:18 in the shop. Okay. And as always, you cats can be anywhere in this man's universe, but thankfully we all chose to be here together. That's right. We all chose to be here together. Shot-town, bat-down, shot-town, what down, what do you do, brother? What you manifesting today?
Love, now. You know me, manifesting love. What you manifesting?
Ditto, good brother, pure, magnificent, magnanimous. Some say, well, it's unfiltered and unfettered. Some say harsh, some say tough, but love just the same, good brother.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. So what's been going on in your neck of America since we last connoitered?
Just beautiful things. The weather's been up and down. You know how that goes.
Was it 60 degrees in Chi today?
Yes, 60 today.
Man, it was nicer there than it was here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen often.
Yeah, we had rain, cold.
It's still raining? Oh my God.
It stopped and started back up a couple days ago. It should be good moving forward.
All right. Yeah. You know, life is good. Can't complain. Building, growing.
Yeah. Building, growing. Building and growing and developing more. That's right. Double out here. All right. So, like I said, we're in the building. For those who may not know what to expect, we always kick it off with the Self Love Show quote of the day, and then our more growth and development platform video. We'll run that for you. It's like 45 seconds. Tune into that. Tells you what we're drawing off of. Then, of course, we have our tattoo tyranny. Okay, tattoo tyranny. The government is paid by you or us to work for you. They're public servants, essentially. So we're going to show them interacting with society, and we'll determine if we like it or if they need to be fired or worse. Tyranny. All right, and then of course your mind is a terrible thing to waste. We're going to matriculate a riddle, a dome teaser, and you'll have until the end of the show to solve it. If you guys don't get it, Brother Wordsmith normally gets it. If not, I'll see if I can't read the answer to you by the end of the show. So do stick around for that. Of course, today's topic is surviving R. Kelly. No, I mean P. Diddy. No, I mean Epstein. I mean, yeah. Surviving ADX Florence Supermax Riddle system. Free Jeff for it. Free Larry Hoover. Okay. Phone lines are open. That number's 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Troll free.
Once again, 424-900-6945. That number's what?
Absolutely, positively troll free.
Trolls get what?
Holes around here, homie.
We'll make you what?
Famous.
That's right. I'll be your Huckleberry.
Let's go viral.
That's right. Let's go viral. We'll have you all over. Had the little hooker on TikTok. Yeah. You get the troll on TikTok, can't tell?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Enough for the trolls. But big ups to them. I mean, everybody deserves a lane. All right. Let's see. So, and then we close it out with my personal favorite part of the show, and that's Wordsmith's final words. Gonna summarize the whole joint. A bit of prose and I appreciate it. Week after week. Right. Any announcements there, brother? Any announcements, brother?
Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, share far and wide, and support. House stock, baby.
Early ticket prices are applicable right now.
They are. Go right to the site. It's in the chat. Go right to the site. It's an early bird special.
Early bird.
Better go ahead and jump on it. Jump on it. Jump on it.
You know, the early bird gets the worm.
Yeah, I mean, if it's only one worm, absolutely. The first one there snatches it up and is out of there. Later birds is like, oh, I gotta go find a worm somewhere else.
Thanks. Thanks. Big ups to all the birds out there. Big ups. Yeah, you guys stop the violence. Enjoy life. That's what I got. Keep pushing forward. And that's it. And if there's anyone who knows anyone who may be incarcerated in ADX Florence or done some prison time in the penal system, or you mess around, you know what I mean, whatever. We want to hear from you. Maybe you're in law enforcement. You got some things to say. Maybe you're a CO out there and you've seen the other side. These are lessons, not what.
Lectures.
Yeah, maybe you're a CO and you're just trying to do your job and make it home. You know what I mean? See if you couldn't fear for your life. It's walking past the cell, somebody sprayed you with the poo and the urine mixture. I forgot what they call it. Gassed you or something they call it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Maybe that created some trauma. Maybe you're in the chat. We want to hear from you, right, Tuff?
Yeah. I guess.
Enough of my nonsense. I'll turn it over to Brother Wordsmith.
Welcome. Self Luv Show, yo. Surviving ADX Supermax prison. What we're covering today, as always, we have a very important video that we would like you to watch. The Silverback More Growth and Development platform, which we're building the Self Love Nation. As always, for that, we have the Self Love Show quote of the day.
And you know what's up? We got all we need as far as individuals, resources, and everything. So you guys tune into that when production runs that more growth and development. I mean, really tune into that because it's all wrapped up there. The answer's all wrapped up in there. All right, my fault there, fella.
Self Love Show quote of the day. I don't care about the law. The law is something the white man made up to keep us down. Once again, I don't care about the law. The law is something the white man made up to keep us down.
Yeah, it sounds like you, Self. Is that Brother Wordsmith?
No, that's Brother Jeff Ford.
Oh man.
Uh-oh. Why did it do that? Silverback More Growth and Development platform. Number one,
your screen
our nation via reparations. We demand our silver back. Number two, to connect our breadwinners with our activists. And three, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, to shine a light on positive influences. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, to provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
We can't get this gap closed.
Number 10, protect our women, children, and men by any and all means necessary.
Free the Chiefs. Free the Chiefs. Yeah, so I had a teacher at the Drop Dead Gorgeous William H. Ray School where they were training lower to middle management and some CEOs, depending on who your parents were and things of that nature. And Drop Dead Gorgeous School in Hyde Park, Chicago, tested well on all of the programming tests, make sure everybody was programmed properly. You know what I mean? Who was absorbing the lies the best? You know what I mean?
It was indoctrination.
Yeah, who was indoctrinated the most efficiently would be, yeah. So as I'm at that school, we had a disciplinarian, and that's the way he would. They see if we can't get your grades up, and I was always confused. Wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm confused. See if we can get your grades up. He always said can't. You know what I mean? See if we can't. See if we can't get you to school on time.
I wasn't on school on time,
yeah,
so
I'm only doing that.
There's no, man, what you mean? Doing exactly what you expect, so what do you mean?
Yeah, it's dad talk, bro. I be using that, boy. See if we can't. You know what I mean? Yeah, just confusing kids. And kids don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? They're trying their best. I mean, you got to admit, most children are trying their best.
Most.
Yeah, most. Yeah. All right. Yeah, great quote, by the way. Great quote by that brother.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? All right. And if you guys didn't catch last week's show, we covered global gangsters pushing junk food. We're not talking about the rap movement out of the southeast side of Chicago and New York City. Big up to the global gangsters. Last thing we need is nonsense. But yeah, they're pushing junk. Right, Self, the big corporate.
Yeah, the crap. Yeah, I saw something today that said that all the food that God made has seeds. If it don't, then it's not food. I was like, whoa. That went deeper than I go. Although I don't like the seedless, fruits. All food. I'm like,
That seems to make sense. That was in the Garden of Eden. You know what I mean? Yeah. You say things like that. People label you, think you're some sort of 85. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Think you're part of the Goyim. Boy, I be treating their ass up because, I talk to people from all over. Boy, you think I'm Goyim? You know what I mean? My bloodline, I descended from Odin. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. How dare you? Yeah, pickups to my purse. All right. So I think we move on. You guys check it out though. A lot of knowledge was dropped in that. The NBA All-Star All-Sham game. The NBA All-Sham game. I don't think I've watched it 7-8 years, if not more.
Yeah, I haven't really watched it probably since Money left.
Yeah, I watched it a little. I'm not gonna with Kobe, AI. I was still hanging on then, but it was getting weird. Remember KG and all that. But you're right. That was when it kind of lost some of its luster. Yeah. But you remember Kobe was challenging people. Kobe was going after people in that game.
Yeah, he was.
And so was AI. AI wasn't out there playing.
Yeah, these guys, 211 points.
But what they said, if you pay them more money for the game and give them some incentive, then obviously they'll, play at least like it's a pickup game.
Yeah, they need to do something. I don't, play some defense. I mean, shit. 211 points? Are you serious? 397 points scored in the game.
Well, they complain about that, but that's a microcosm. That is what the game has become. It's on steroids because you got them all out there and they're literally not playing any D. But some of the effort, if you go to an NBA game, you're going to want to, put the slap machine at midcourt and get some of those players in there and just start slapping them. And the coaches. Because you'd be all over the, and I can't believe you even let this guy set foot on the court. That's the type of effort he's going to give. One thing you can say about Joe Dumas, big up to Joe Dumas, he gave what?
Effort. He wasn't very good out there, but yeah.
I remember you told me, yeah, you can't pass him there. He's wide open, yeah.
That's why. It's the reason why he's wide open out there.
Yeah, he was running the floor. I wanted to reward him. I thought he was a big. You know what I mean?
No,
he doesn't want that.
He's not gonna finish that. He looks like he wants it. He looks like he wants it. He gets out there and he looks the part.
We look over there at the player. I think we looked over at him and you asked him, you want that? He's like, no. Like, yeah. Remember, they used to tell us, yeah, I don't want that. See, he doesn't want it. Remember, we used to get him to admit it. You don't want that in that situation, do you? Yeah. So, it's good times. Kids sit there, break down crying. They couldn't take that kind of horseplay.
100% defense.
All right.
Oh, he said Joe Dumas. He don't know who that's creepy. I thought it was Ace.
Oh, yeah. He's thinking of Joe Dumars. Joe Dumas, the one that used to kill Pippen. That's what he's thinking of. Oh, that's what I said, didn't I? Who played for Phoenix?
No, that was Richard Dumas.
Richard Dumas. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
No,
Joe Dumas is an MP legend.
Well,
he's the beat boy. I remember Torrey had a fast break and tried to do the 360 layup. Dumas came back, ran him down. I'm like, Torrey, look at him. Torrey was doing that little 360 layup. He got Dumas came back. Stood on the door. I Torrey out of bounds. I said, damn.
When he woke up.
That was a whole that happened
nightmare.
That happened in another universe, you know. You believe in the multiverse. There's a universe where you're boom and Joe Dumas is locking your 360 layup up.
Yeah, I don't think any of that happened. There's not that universe out there.
If we had more time with Joe Dumas, we could actually develop a dog.
I mean, he did get a lot better. I mean,
yeah, but he didn't roll with us.
No, he hit a layup and all of that. You know what I mean? Later on,
and he hung out and drank 40 ounces with us and smoked tree and came to the gym with us on a regular basis. We'd have gotten more out of him.
Oh yeah. He would have known not to shoot that and been like, yeah, you rebound that, you give it to Mir Mills.
All right. Yeah, let's get off Joe Dumas because these guys don't even know who he is. We got to look him up, see if we can get him. See if we can't get him on the show. All right, Stabby Gifford. Self. Yeah, wait a minute. No, I went too far. Major BJ spots shots. Major BJ spots shots. Yeah, it's nearby you. You got one mayor at the biggest cock in the city, and then you got the other one. His initials are literally BJ.
The community keeps saying, why aren't the police coming out? ShotSpotter has given us that.
We are glad that the mayor is moving us in a different direction.
Mixed reactions to Mayor Brandon Johnson's decision not to renew the contract on the controversial ShotSpotter program.
WJN's Jenna Barnes is joining us live tonight with more on this still developing story. Jenna?
Yeah, Ray and Dina, Mayor Brandon Johnson campaigned on ending ShotSpotter. Some activists say it can lead to police violence, but there is pushback against the mayor's decision tonight. Some say he is taking away a life-saving tool from police.
We need this ShotSpotter.
Tina Hammond lives in Inglewood and has the ShotSpotter gunfire detection system on her block.
I'm not going to say
playbook.
100% safe,
They've
but
been
just
running this
knowing
playbook
that there
for
are other
years.
things besides me or my neighbor calling 911, I just think that's very important.
She joined a news conference alongside some
Let's go find a black lady
senior living community, denouncing
know her
Mayor
rights.
Brandon Johnson's decision to end
for
Chicago's
12.
contract with the company behind ShotSpotter. Chicago has spent nearly $50 million on the technology since 2018.
At this senior building, I would constantly get calls about shootings. When they implemented ShotSpotter, those calls went down.
Mayor Johnson is fulfilling a campaign promise by ending the city's use of the controversial system. A 2021 MacArthur Justice Center report found nearly 9 in 10 police deployments did not lead to evidence of gun-related crime. Critics say ShotSpotter leads to over-policing of marginalized communities.
This is indeed a win for the city. We want to plan neighborhood by neighborhood with all our institutions, including the Chicago Police Department, on best practices to make sure that our communities are safer and stronger together.
The city saying in a statement, moving forward, the city of Chicago will deploy its resources
It's
on
a
the most
tool for
effective
stop and
strategies and
frisk.
tactics proven to accelerate the current downward trend in violent crime. Police Superintendent Larry Snelling has said previously, ShotSpotter saves lives, allowing officers to get to scenes before anyone calls 911.
We have documented, just through giving officers awards for it, life-saving awards, over 150 incidents where officers have applied tourniquets and life-saving techniques because they were able to get to that scene sooner.
ShotSpotter's proponents calling on the mayor to reconsider his decision
serious.
before police stop using the system.
Why don't you let the
September
paramedics
22nd,
use it then?
about a month after the Democratic National Convention.
You want to wait until all the dignitaries come from around the country and then cancel ShotSpotter the month after they leave? What about the people that are here every single day? That should be your focus.
We did check with CPD tonight to see if Superintendent Snelling has a comment on this decision. CPD directed us back to the mayor's office. We're live at CPD headquarters tonight. Jenna Barnes, WGN News.
So, I don't know. But if it's true that it's wrong 90% of the time, why aren't the news people saying that to these people who keep begging for, hey, you're aware of the data that they're saying that 90% of the time it's erroneous, like it's wrong? Why won't they say that to these people?
Because that's the narrative they want to follow.
Yeah.
It's part of the indoctrination.
Got you.
They'll never say that. They want it on so they can
bilk the taxpayers for money, and the police can show up and stop and frisk people and claim that they're responding to the ShotSpotter, which gave them probable cause to take your rights and that lady's son's rights, and now he's got a whole case, that he probably wouldn't have had if it wasn't for the ShotSpotter.
Yeah. And I can't say that that's the reason why it went down.
They don't respond to that. I see cops sleep and hiding spot. That's the problem. And I'm glad he said that, though. I was going to say, as opposed to ShotSpotter self, how about this? How about we have two officers sitting in a bulletproof car at those different places where you have the ShotSpotters at, and they can literally hear it and maybe respond, huh? How about that?
They'd be sleeping now.
They'd be asleep. They don't respond to it. It was used for realtors to know where crime was at. So basically, it was used as a lying tool to. Yeah. But they ran people out there that look like you, black like crayons, begging for the man to,
That's their part of their plan, to make things so disturbing that, please give me the tyranny. I need my tyranny back. Get off my tyranny.
Problem, reaction, solution.
Yeah.
I mean, and they acting surprised, like you said. Like they said, that man ran his campaign on that, and they was giving him the business that he went the first year and didn't make any steps towards that and had allegedly signed a contract, but it was a rubber stamp that somebody in the office was using, to extent. But he did it. He did what he said he was going to
Yeah.
do.
For what?
Big ups to BJ. Tyranny?
I'm going to say that's not tyranny.
Yeah, I do agree with you. It's not tyranny. Yeah, Mayor BJ, all right. He's someone who said he was going to do something, and he did it. All right.
Yeah,
he did
a lot of questionable things, but that's not one.
I know what you're talking about with the migrants and stuff.
Oh man.
Well, he's been indoctrinated.
Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah,
something's got to change.
He's indoctrinated. I mean, come on.
Ruin the whole city if they don't change this spending.
Hey man, that's cool, bro. We had. I know we did a show on it. We have to revisit it because the stuff I'm seeing out here in the field, like, bro, I don't want to sound like wacky Trump. You know what I mean? All right, but anyway, today's topic: surviving ADX Florence Supermax penal system. Phone lines are open until toll free. That number's pinned in the chat. Pink crime out there. So Stabby Gifford. Stabby Gifford. Big up Stabby Gifford. Fair use.
She's accused of killing her boyfriend by stabbing him 108 times. And now there is fury over the fact that she has been spared jail time after the judge ruled she was not in control because she'd been smoking pot. The victim's father says everyone who smokes marijuana in California has been given the license to kill. Jim Bray has our report, and we warn some video may be intense for some viewers.
You can't send her to prison.
Could there be a more open and shut case?
Literally having videotape of her in the act.
Coach would agree. You can't send her
my son
to a California prison.
The accusation was shocking. 33-year-old Bryn Spetcher stabbed her boyfriend, Chad Amelia, 108 times across his body. Video from the scene in Thousand Oaks, California, shows the woman on a stretcher covered in blood. After stabbing her boyfriend, she turned the knife on herself, stabbing herself in the neck 43 times.
Wow.
She also stabbed her dog. A jury found her guilty of involuntary manslaughter.
She stabbed
Family and
herself
friends of the 26-year-old victim were
God.
certain she would get serious prison time. They held a rally outside the courthouse, urging the judge to hand down the
sent to the jail either.
Instead, what did she get? Not 1 day in jail, just 100 hours of community service.
I got to tell you, I
That's
really
a little
felt
egregious.
betrayed by the system.
Maybe not
felt that
jail,
the
but
system
there's
had
got to be some
failed. I don't
facility.
understand how you go from stabbing
Definitely
somebody
a
108
facility.
times and then you get community service.
So
She
how
stabbed
did
herself
Bryn
in the
Spetcher
neck
get off so
43
easy?
times. So
The judge ruled
that's
she
punishment.
committed the crime after smoking highly potent marijuana and was in the throes of marijuana-induced psychosis and had no control.
She was smoking that
Bryn
fake
Spetcher
marijuana.
claims her boyfriend never told her the marijuana was especially strong when he gave it to her to smoke.
The pathetic defense
Ain't no
here
weed
is
that strong.
to blame the victim. Let's blame the person that's been stabbed 108 times. It was ridiculous.
But self,
Deputy
they be
District
smoking that
Attorney Audrey
artificial weed. I
Nafziger
forgot the name of it.
prosecuted the case.
K5
It's a complete
or
miscarriage
K
of
something.
justice.
Fucking
It's a
their
slap
head
in the face to the victim and their family. And I think it harms victims everywhere. It sets a dangerous precedent for our country.
Was Chad basically blamed for his own death?
Absolutely.
In addition to
tell her
community service,
top
Spetcher was
shelf
put on
weed.
probation for 2 years.
Probation. So. I mean, seriously. Seriously, bro. We're making fun out of it. This is a travesty. It makes all justice in America a sham.
I mean,
What was Chief Malik's quote? What was Chief Malik's quote?
Don't care about the law. It's what the white man made up to keep
us down, but not to keep them down.
No, that's why it's two systems. It's very clear as day.
If that was Shaquita from Compton or Inglewood, California,
death penalty.
Oh, if she had stabbed that drop dead gorgeous 108 times, yeah, definitely. They would have been talking about the death penalty. Yeah, would have got her to plea out to natural life.
Even if she did stab her own self 43 times in the neck.
Bro, I want to interview her. And then stabbed her dog after stabbing herself 43 times in the neck. Killed the dog, was successful killing the boyfriend, and how do you stab yourself 48 times in the neck and miss the juggler, self?
That sounds like some hogwash to me.
She didn't even say he stabbed me and I was defending myself. No. You're right. No way she should. Community service, bro.
That means you put her out in public.
Yeah. Smoking weed. Going right back to the dispensary. I want the bottom shelf. Make sure, because I'll stab everybody and stab myself in the neck if this weed, you know? Yeah.
Uh-oh. I think creepers must be smoking. Some high potent.
Surviving ADX, y'all. Stabby Gifford, y'all. That was Stabby Gifford. That's definitely white on white crime. And but they're not gonna send her to the penal system.
I mean, not at all. She ain't
Self King. You
Not a
imagine if
day
you
in
were her
jail.
and you stabbed your girlfriend 108 times, then stabbed yourself 43 times in the neck, and then killed the dog. Now you know what they did to Michael Vick. Killed the dog too. I mean, you Pookie and Ray Rayed it out, and then and then so you said, well, she gave me the fire. She gave me that good. She gave me that top shelf. Didn't tell me. She told me it was some stress. She told me it was just some regular sex, some low grade mild. You know what I mean? And that's why I stabbed her 108 times and then stabbed myself in the man. Wow. Your public defender would have told you, don't take this stand.
Weed psychosis.
That's everybody on the south side of Chicago. I'm sure every kid who's put in work, right? Every kid in the history of Chicago had some sort of weed. Might have been mixed with a little sherm or whatever, what have you. You know what I mean? Depending on the era it was in. But I'm sure weed was involved in. So they had THC in their system. Yeah.
Pills as well.
Yeah. Stabby Gifford. Wow. Her lawyer, I want to shake his hand.
No, the judge. The judge is the problem. It wasn't her lawyer. The judge said she shouldn't get any time.
But don't they? I thought they had mandatory minimums. I thought those were the laws.
Where you at? Only Michigan. I don't know. It's not a whole lot of places. I know Michigan has mandatory.
California. I thought it was federal minimums, mandatory minimums. No. Well, I didn't think the judge. I know Cali has mandatory minimums. Maybe they passed some sort of law and got rid of it recently or something. But that's crazy because that's what they looking. That's what they were looking. Told your daughter, you're a good kid, and I'm sure you went through a lot, and it's terrible. And I feel bad what happened to you. And if it was up to me, I would just give you probation or something. You know what I mean? Send you home to your dad. Seems like you got a good family here, but you know, my hands are tied and I'm gonna have to hit you with it, and this really hurts me. You're 75 years with no chance of parole. That's what they do to us, though.
Yeah, death penalty.
You give you a whole sob story about, and then death penalty. And you look like you come from a good family. It looks like they love you. You know what I mean? It looks like you're obviously going through something psychological. I mean, you stab yourself in the neck 43 times and blamed it on marijuana. Obviously, you're mentally retarded.
Something wrong with you.
Something wrong. All right, let's move on. Surviving ADX, y'all. All right, today's dome teaser, and then we'll get on topic here. Yeah, get the dome teaser. She was smoking this, man. She was smoking that meth.
That's what I suspect. Because when they had her on that thing coming down, she was. Somebody stabbed somebody all them times and themselves. Why are they arms free?
Yeah, she blamed it on the weed. She didn't tell them the part about how she was up 4 straight days and he gave her the weed to kind of bring her down so she can go to sleep. You know what I mean? She didn't say all that. But the dome teaser, the riddle. Here we go, Self. And I will drop it into the chat because some people are visual thinkers and learners. They like to look at the gutter language. Self says it's not a gutter language. I think it's a gutter language. I used to hear the nation call it a gutter language too.
Commerce. It's a commerce language. It's not a
gutter language. I think it was Malcolm X or early Farrakhan used to sit there and tell them they're speaking a gutter language. All right. All right. What tech lets you look right through a wall? What technology allows you to look right through a wall? Don't have an immediate thumbs up. It's in the chat, you guys. Feel free to type in your answers, and we'll get to it at the end. And this is Chat GTP too, you guys. Chat GTP. Big ups to them for coming up with the last 2 riddles. They aggregate, human thought and then come up with bewildering nonsense for people to ponder. All right, here we go. All right, enough of the appetizers out there. So
let's quench the self-love nation's thirst.
Well, we actually had a promo video here out there. So we're going to spin this 45-second promo video, and then we're gonna start talking about ADX Florence. It's a serious topic, and big ups and stand up to all the melanated that are incarcerated there.
That's a light. That's a what do you call
All
that?
right. So we're in the building.
Shiny
now.
lining around.
Yep.
Back
Yeah.
on topic. You can
Silver
cut that.
lining. Yeah.
There it is. Silver lining. All right. Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, y'all. Let's get on it, man. We want to start out with a little background about ADX Florence itself. What do you know? What do you know? Background self. I remember I started hearing about it in the 90s from guys. You know, they just started talking about it like it was this, you know, like it was the Wizard of Oz. You know what I mean? You know, man, he went to, you know, he in Florence, he went to Colorado, you know, and it wasn't just like, you know, chiefs. It was just some people end up there through violence in prison. But yeah, give me some background. What's your background on ADX, bro?
It's in Colorado. Supermax. Around 360 people there now, 370, somewhere right in there.
Yeah, and it was built in 94, Self, and that's about the time I started hearing about it too. Yeah.
And that's where they house like the worst of the worst, so they say.
Yes. Supermax, go ahead though. I want you to keep going. But yeah, another name for Supermax for context is control unit prison.
Yeah. It's where the inmates spend like 23 hours a day in a small cell. And they do everything in that cell. If it has a window, it's just like a little slit.
Yeah. And the mountains is kind of blocked. Like you can't see the mountains. They make sure you, you know, that, what do you call it? Sensory. You're not getting that sensory perception to be able to look out into the world.
Yeah. All contact, well, almost all contact is through camera and speaker.
Now, it was constructed in 94, but you're right. 49 acres. It's in Colorado. What, Florence, Colorado?
I believe so. It's a couple of hours from Denver.
Yeah. And it's adjacent United States Penitentiary, Florence High. Yeah, Florence, Colorado. 332 inmates as of 2023. The warden is Andrew Scioli. I think he's the 5th warden since it's been open. And so it was commissioned when the Federal Bureau of Prisons needed a unit designed specifically for the secure housing of those prisoners most capable of extreme violence towards staff, inmates, as well as inmates deemed too high profile or too great of a security risk for even a maximum security prison. The inmates are confined for the most part of the day in single cells with facilities made of poured reinforced concrete to deter self-harm and are under 24-hour supervision carried out intensively with high staff inmate ratios. Yeah, so let's unpack that a bit there, fella. It was designed for the housing of prisoners most capable of extreme violence towards staff. Maybe Jeff, because he had got super swole, but I mean, Hoove?
I don't think has he hurt anybody in prison?
No, I'm just saying.
Have you heard any of that?
No, I haven't heard of any of that. But of course,
Right.
they got stories of, you know, they're running the gang,
right?
You know, the religion or the social club from behind the phones, and they record phone calls and blah blah.
Yeah.
But still, I'm saying to qualify, to your point, you're right. No, to answer your question, no. And the next metric
might be under the high profile.
That as well,
You know,
maybe
somebody could get a name for, you know, killing them or something.
or he could have, but that's just protective custody.
Yeah.
Then you put them in PC and a high. But no, I hear you. Extreme violence towards other inmates. Maybe he could have used the sign language, and gotten people messed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we've heard nothing of it though. I mean, it seemed like
No,
that
you
would
haven't.
be.
You haven't heard nothing of it.
That would be,
You actually heard the opposite. That
Yeah.
they were bringing peace to the penitentiaries, which is probably why they got them out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were stopping all the assaults and all of the, helping the young ones when they came in there, the ones who had an outdate, you know what I mean? Helping them, get their minds right and maybe steer a different direction, but you can't. Just like Tookie, when he started writing children's books, you can't, and the governor can't pardon him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where he was. I mean, it seems like because Guantanamo Bay was supposed to be for enemy combatants, and it seems like they wanted a place to put so-called in-house terrorists.
Yeah. It was some people that got there that were notorious escaping from prisons. Had escaped. There's one guy in there. He escaped 2 times from a max.
Yeah, man. There was one guy they showed. I don't know if this is the same guy. It was a pink guy, maybe white. And he man, they showed him going in himself. They said he killed himself within 30 days.
Damn.
And he went in there because he had murdered like different inmates, gang wars and stuff. Said he had been doing the time, like in the state pen and all that.
All right.
30 days, killed himself. I mean, Self, we'll go there, but imagine, like you said, that little room. And I mean, it's easy to say, but you're sitting there like, why?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand that whole thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you got kids, and and I think that's what keeps people going. Like you say, even though it might be through a TV screen or through a phone, but at least maybe that that wow, bro, it's almost like you'd almost would tell somebody, man, I understand if you off yourself. You know what I'm trying to say, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? What do you think? You think they should use, oh man, mercy killings? I don't know, because that's a whole slippery slope.
It is, because then they can just say, he signed this, and he wanted that to happen.
But they're gonna leave out the part they beat him to death to get him to sign it. Yeah, tortured him. Yeah, all right. So we broke that down, and you did. What is the capacity? That's a good question. So we broke down the criteria and what ADX is, the capacity inmate population. Houses 332 inmates. It's designed for 474, but it's never been full capacity. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It is. Because it seemed like they would have it full, but I think because of they can say that they don't have it full is why they don't.
Yeah, maybe they don't. I mean, I guess if it's only for these high profile, to your point, the most worst, dangerous,
right?
You know what I mean? Are they saying that there's only 374 of those, and at 375th person, well, buddy, we're watching you. You know what I mean? So whoever number 375 is, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got room for you, buddy, but you're just not quite as bad as 373 over here. You know? Where's the cutoff at? That's all I want to know.
All right.
Who's making these decisions?
Who's deciding who goes in there?
Yeah. When it gets down to that number, so.
Yeah, I guess
one. We got
Chapo.
Take off. Big ups, y'all. Hold on here. We got nonsense.
We got Luke.
We've got Luke. All right.
There we go.
It's the Self Love Show. It's the Self Love Show. The Self Love Show. We do it for our people. Let's go. It's the Self Love Show. It's the Self Love Show. To expose there's no equals. Love Show. It's the Self Love Show. It's the Self Love Show. Will Smith name. The Self Love Show. The Self Love Show.
DJ Creeper is correct. DJ Creeper is correct. Look at him beating ChatGPT.
Yeah. That's cool technology.
I added the word tech. ChatGPT wasn't that smart. I changed it from whatever it was and made it tech. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's human in AI.
Yeah, I started looking for technology.
Hey, a window is technology, and when it was initially
is.
built, it was top of the line technology when it was initially built.
Y'all know what this time it is? It's halftime. Surviving the ADX. Answer a few questions about it. Gonna expand the conversation.
I thought Creeper was a Pookie. He's matriculating.
Oh no. It wouldn't be partners with a Pookie.
A common garden variety Pookie and Ray Ray?
No, I would not do that partnership and put my name down on any of that. So so we have some great videos I'd like you to check out while we stretch our legs, and we will be right back at you.
He was processing. Same thing with Wakil. Right, so it's processing too.
Yeah, they process.
There's a positive. There's a light. There's a, what do you call that?
Yeah.
Shiny
Positive
lining around.
spin, yep.
Yeah.
Silver lining, yeah.
There it is. Silver lining. All right. Yeah, so November 14th, I have to do some work. I'll reach out to the guests. Looks like we're going to be doing Black Artivism. We got a big guest, Mario Van Peebles. Did I get that name right?
No, Mario Smith. And I'm not dancing because of the guest. November 14th is.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Going around the globe. Shruka said, great show. Thank you. Got your new big TV. You know what I mean? Look at you. She thinks she's
right up on it.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than herself because she's got a big TV. You know what I mean?
No, she's just enjoying the view. That's all.
We call it The View.
Yeah, so we got a lot to unpack, and yeah, that'll be Hot Tub Tory's Born Day. Yeah, nice. Has human ever walked on the moon?
Yes.
Have you ever seen an unidentified flying object?
Yes.
Is human alone in the universe?
No.
Is there a God?
Yes.
Self Love, your ship, has a magic box. Now suppose the person whom you can't fathom living without became terminally ill with a rare blood disease. Now what if Self Love, your ship, provided you with a magic box? On that box, there's a button on the top. Self Love, your ship, my club says, if you push this button, ship, your loved one will be totally healed. However, by pushing the button, an innocent person whom you do not know will certainly die. Do you push the button? Do you push the button? All right.
Yes.
What's the meaning of life?
It's simply to glorify God.
Prince, Michael Jackson. Prince or Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or Malcolm X?
Malcolm X.
Fred Hampton, JFK.
Ooh. I'm past.
George W. Bush or Donald J. Trump?
Bush.
Pookie Doe, the habitual criminal, or the one that took the oath and hides behind a badge and works for white supremacy? The Oklahoma Sooners or the Nebraska Cornhuskers? Your whole governorship is resting on this answer.
Oh, that's right, Sooners.
The king of rock and roll or Elvis Presley?
Oh, who is the king of rock and roll?
Tutti Frutti. Oh, Rudy.
Yeah, a little richer.
You want to do an analysis looking at all the income that's being brought in by the property, less all the operating expenses, and whatever the seller's charging for that. You take the net operating income divided by the sale price, and that's going to give you what's called a cap rate. If you're buying building A and it has a 6% cap rate, and then the building across the street sold earlier in the year for a 7% cap rate, then you're probably not making the right decision in buying it because it's not kicking off enough net operating income. So cap rate is a comparative measure used by commercial real estate investors to determine if they're buying at the right price.
And so any kids out there, when he says cap rate, he's not talking about the rate of lies you tell. All right.
Did you stay around for the
There's no cap here, so everybody knows.
Bows to his will. Nothing is as rebellious as the white man. Everything that God says thou shalt not do, the white man says, gee whiz, buddy, it's all right. Come on, try it. You like it, baby. It's okay. Gee whiz, you guys are too rigid. You only live once, man. Come on. You know that Chuck talks like that. I'm talking about Bob. I'm talking about Bill. I'm talking about Larry. You know the guys I'm talking about. Now, sister, you acting like you don't know them. That's why we don't allow no white folks in here. Because if we had white folks in here, you'd be looking all behind you and wondering what Bob and Bill and Larry and Susie and Cindy might be thinking.
Man, I thank you guys for inviting me on. Thank you. Great format, very solid. You know, it don't have that low budget movie feel. You know what I'm saying? And we get that a lot in the Black community, for real. Like people look at us to be fuck ups. They look at us to be low budget. They look at us to be ignorant, stuttering, and use a whole bunch of and all of that. But no, they got the real deal on here. That everybody know who Torian Mills is, baby. They know.
Hey, well, bro.
They're so ignorant.
Hey, but this platform's your platform. This platform's my platform. From Inglewood, California.
Hey, get Joe Thomas on
The
there.
South Shore.
Lock your shit off.
This platform is
made for you and me.
It's made for you.
You ordained and established this Constitution for the United States of America. I was trying to get out the end of the preamble, but go ahead, bro.
Yo, miss. Is that me or you?
Hit the button and don't go.
What's funny is, yeah, that's what happened. And so that's what be happening. It ain't letting me jump on until you completely off.
Right. And I hit the button and it didn't go off.
Yeah.
The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show. We do it for our people. The Self Luv Show. It's the Self Luv Show. It's the Self Luv Show. To expose they don't equal. The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show. The Self Luv Show.
Wordsmith 9 Mills.
The Self Luv Show. You
know how the story goes.
It's the Self Luv Show.
We're back. Going to expand the conversation on surviving ADX Florence Supermax Prison.
Sponsored by House Stock.
Midwest Festivals presents House Stock. It's going down. Telling you, early bird special. You better check it out.
Yeah, I think me and Taylor gonna get one of those vans. You can rent you know how people got the van life and they live in their vans, modern day conversion vans. Yeah, we'll put a company and rent us one of those. They'll have everything set up. Your little internet and your solar. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know where I'm gonna smoke Doobie Jack because I already know that's good. If I smoke, I mean nobody knows. I don't answer questions. My bad. I probably said too much already.
Not gonna be anything like the ADX Supermax, so that's where we at. That's where we at.
Got some freedom out there, huh?
Yes. And we stayed in the my ship had a RV. We stayed in last house.
Yeah, he showed me. It was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed me.
I'm gonna get. I think I'm gonna get one this year. Yeah, a couple out there. We had a few out there.
That'd be nice. And then I had a little van. You know what I mean? Like you said, it'd just be that'd be nice. And you know they be having AC and everything, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Glamping.
Yeah, glamping.
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah, it was, man.
We gotta make sure we got internet so we can put the show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the internet was
janky.
It was sketchy out there.
Yeah, but they got
there was people that came with hotspots that worked the entire time well.
Well, campers have what is it? Neuralink? What's the one? All that stuff the dude's putting up in the sky?
Satellites.
Yeah, a Neuralink, not Neuralink, but it's leading to Neuralink. But whatever, they got it's an internet that links into that, and you just pull out the little thing and set it up on the ground. Yeah. Campers use it. So pretty sure you can rent one of those too. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. So all right, let's go ahead and get back into this. Thank you guys. That always allows us to stretch our legs out a little bit. So now we're going into part 2. Wordsmith kind of hinted towards it. So what I wanted to do right here, bro, is all of us, man, y'all might think of some people. And let's talk about some notables just to give some context of, you know, the type of people in there.
Ted Kaczynski.
Kaczynski?
Kaczynski, yeah.
You mean the Unabomber?
Yeah.
Or was he the Oklahoma? That's the same one, the Oklahoma City Bomber?
No, they're not the same one. The Unabomber.
So Ted is the Unabomber, and his brother snitched him out, knew his handwriting because I think he was dyslexic or something. El Chapo.
Yeah, El Chapo, definitely. But the Oklahoma bomber is in there. The what's his name?
That's why they don't let them talk, huh, Self? That'd be crazy.
That one dude.
You should let them talk.
McVeigh got lethal injection.
Timothy McVeigh. Yeah.
You know, he's not there. The other guy that did it with him, what was his name?
McVeigh wanted to be killed by a firing squad, I think.
Yeah, they killed him, whatever it was.
But they should let them interact, man. You know, it'd be a great sitcom. I mean, I don't mean to make a light of it. I'm not saying put it on TV, but it'd be a good reality show if you did, but they won't. But I'm saying for experiments and videotape, I mean, it'd be fascinating to know what a Ted Kaczynski would be talking to a Jeff Ford about, for instance.
Man, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? And if they could ever get out and the type of planning, and that's why they don't let them talk, because you got El Chapo and with Hoover and Fort. Yeah, we're cellmates. Yeah, boy. All right, anyway. Yeah, Chapo broke out twice, bro, from maximum prisons in Mexico, where they were literally like digging tunnels right to a cell like a cartoon.
He drove a motorcycle through one tunnel for a long way.
Yeah. But Self, they said he should have never left. They said he was able to get like female, like anything he wanted. It was a big party in the jail. He just couldn't leave, and he blew it. One time he was incarcerated in his own mansion and blew it. House arrest.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's the cocaine. It's the cocaine, bro. It makes you know what I mean.
They're telling him he can't do what he wants to do. That's what it is.
Yeah, he's on a bender. He's probably sitting there.
I can't go anywhere.
No, you can't leave, Chapo. What do you mean I can't leave? I'm El Chapo, and I'm on this shit. You know what I mean?
Do whatever I want to do.
All right.
Yeah, now.
You said Ted Kaczynski. Yeah, that's the Unabomber who mailed bombs to various targets, killing 3 people and injuring 23 others from 1978 to 95. I didn't know it was going on that long.
It was a break in there between them, so, you know.
What was the break about? Did they say? Maybe he got married, settled down? What?
I don't know. I guess it just somebody didn't piss him off. He wanted to send a bomb to. I don't know. Gas nuts.
Yeah, they gave him life without parole. And we know Chapo, the alleged leader of the Sinaloa drug cartel, he got life plus 30 for drug trafficking on behalf of the spooks or the CIA. Yeah, in my opinion, allegedly. Small up to the spooks. We don't want no problems. Oh, the Boston Marathon bomber self.
Yeah.
The one who said the feds knew who he was. He did. His mom said the feds knew their son was, and he was doing some type of training with him, and the FBI had told him they want him to be at the Patsy. They wanted them to be out there, you know what I mean? And turned out Patsy.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You got anybody else on the list there, fella?
I'm trying to think of the
notables.
The guy that did the Oklahoma City. Is it Terry Lynn Nichols?
Yes.
Yeah. He
Timothy McVeigh.
And yeah, Terry Nichols.
It was McVeigh and Nichols, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember the shoe bomber? He attempted to detonate explosives. He had a beard, I remember him. Hidden in his shoes on a transatlantic flight from Paris to Miami in 2001. He was subdued by the passengers and crew and arrested upon landing. So they got him up in there. He's serving a life sentence. From Paris to Miami. Your boy's in there. The darkest so-called Arab I've ever seen that they scapegoated for 9/11. You know, Zacharias.
Oh yeah, that's what I was
He
just looking
looked
at
like
right
a
now.
brother off 73rd and Paxson. You know what I mean? Yeah. All of a sudden, yeah. They found an indigenous Arab, Azanaki. Oh. Didn't I tell you? It might have been the other show. I told you I met I think it might have been Ace. I met some guy who was high on the autism scale. And he knew a lot about the Azanaki. So, I had him talking about the Azanaki. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Well, let me change that. He was able to espouse the Wikipedia and the you know what I mean, the programming.
Yeah.
He said nothing about, crawling on all fours and you know what I mean, coming out of caves and stuff.
Yeah, okay. There's Robert Hansen, special agent that got $1 million for selling the secrets to the
They put him in there?
Yeah.
Oh, because he's a security risk. He might be talking, huh?
Yeah, man. He's an FBI special agent.
Is that a deterrent? We're going to get a little bit more into this, but is that a deterrent, Self, for anybody who might be for anybody who's going to beat a guard's ass, maybe, but another inmate, I don't know, because sometimes that's kill or be killed, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's none of that in this place.
Oh, no. Self, what you were talking about with the showers, yeah, the guards never have to. So yeah, they feed you through the thing, and then when they're transporting you for your hour out a day, you step out of your cell into another area that's locked off. Like you never will be one-on-one with a guard ever in your life. They'll never have contact with you until you're secured. Actually, when they walk you to, it's all like behind gates and stuff.
Yeah,
you never have a chance to throw feces and urine on a guard. It pissed me off if I couldn't throw, one of those urine bombs. I mean, you're in there for life. Come on, Steph. You're literally, bro. They treating you like a monkey, and that's what happens, bro. What happens when you go to the ape house down there at Lincoln Park Zoo? They start doing what? Picking their nose, throwing boogers on the glass, throwing their feces at you. Boy, they wish that glass wasn't there. Boy, they kiss you. Yeah, and you do the same thing. That's their life. It's like you have these people in a zoo. It's literally like you have these people in a zoo, bro. And
shit, the zoo animals get more contact than they do,
and more run out space, don't they? At least they make the habitat feel natural. Yeah, you're right. So
and they come in there and they feed them. They don't do it through a hole in the wall or.
But sometimes those feedings go bad.
Yeah. More times than not, they don't.
Man, they released a brother Self. I think I sent you the video. He was like, man, I knew I wasn't going to do well on the outside. Man, so now what they'll do, so the place is so bad, what they'll do now is like decompress you and send you to a medium jail so you can kind of decompress and be around people again. Bro, they took this one dude straight out of ADX and he was like, he knew months leading up to it. He was like, man, he said he was just in his cell one day, so, and they came and got him. So his outdate, he hit, and they just came and got him. Had him shackled head to toe, drove him out of Colorado to another state, dropped him off at the bus, unshackled him and dropped him off at the bus station. Whoever was doing the documentary was like, if this guy is so dangerous that the guards don't want to transport a free man without unshackling him, here he is next to you, Self, asking you for a cigarette. And guess what he did? Allegedly. Well, he pled guilty. Within a week or two, he monkey wrapped, SA'd a woman at the bus stop in the morning, like she's commuting to work.
He wanted to go back to prison anyway. So.
Of course, but bro, he did. He said he got ruined. He was ruined. He was one of the guys that obviously needed help. And that's part of the issue, some things we're going to get into now. So the daily routine, we just kind of got into how the daily routine is. They do have a 12-inch black and so I don't even know where they're finding this shit. Were they ordering it from shithole third world countries? They give them 12-inch black and white TVs, Self, and they're not even flat screens, you know what I mean? Like, where are they getting this? Old military crap?
Gotta be something. I don't know.
That's probably it. Yeah. So they get that.
What was at that facility before it was a prison?
They was using it in something else?
Coal, something. It was. Man.
But and Self, they give you books. So I think I could survive it with the but the TV, you're only gonna be able to watch like Joel Osteen, you know what I mean? You're only gonna be able to watch certain programming, if that makes sense. Well, it's all certain programming, right?
Well, some of them, when they went in there, it was only 3 channels anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, but they wasn't watching, maybe. But yeah, so don't hang your hat on the TV, people. But the books, though, man, you'd have to hang your hat on that, man. You're in there 23 hours, Self. The light's on all the time.
That's crazy.
It's torture.
Yeah, I mean,
it's flat out torture.
It is, because your mind has to rest. And it's proven that lights and other things, the frequency interferes with that.
Man, your boy Chapo right away started talking about how Chapo's like, these people crazy. They said as soon as he walked in there, he knew wasn't no getting out. He knew, you know what I mean? So they be so disoriented that they don't even know where they are within the facility.
Right. They don't have a clue.
No. And everything's on tape. So even if a guard is paid off, you know what I mean? And they got snipers all over it would have to be such a big job, bro. But it's going to happen. They always build something. They say nobody's ever got out. Nobody's ever going to get out. Somebody always winds up getting out. I bet you Epstein can get out of there. They say he what? He died. We buried him right there.
Yeah. They get out of there.
They're going to say he died. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. But we don't have it on tape. We don't have what happened on tape. You can look at it in 50 years, Freedom of Information Act. And by then, everything will be redacted. All right. Yeah, so Self, you mentioned how they communicate with their families, lawyers, and the outside world. So it's all like Zoom? Is that what you're telling me? Like they're not even across the glass from you no more?
That's what I read.
I think so. That's it. Wow.
I mean, can you visit there? I mean,
no, I don't think you can. Nobody's ever seen the inside. So yeah, there's your point.
Yeah.
Wow.
If they could go to a glass or whatever, they would have to walk them through there and take them out of their cell and take them to that place.
And they're not doing all that.
They're not doing none of that. All contact is through a camera.
Man, they showed some of the food. I'm like, come on, America.
Shit, that's probably what the TV is for.
Probably the main reason for the TV, and to send you some Christian stuff, because you're not getting no Moorish American, you're not getting no Noble Drew Ali. You're not getting none of that kind of stuff on that TV, Self.
Yeah, well, I'm not even sure what you're getting, so it's probably only the communication piece.
Yeah, I read it. It was somewhere. Yeah, the communication from the prison, and then there's a Christian, and then it was some sort of self-help, like, self-help for what?
Right. All these people are never getting out for the most part.
I don't even talk to humans. So we just talked about kind of how they cope. So yeah, it's been known.
Some of them people's got life plus 75 years. Another guy got life plus 230 years.
Yeah.
Never getting out.
I don't know how to pull on board if the one guy. You know what I mean? And then you got some people who aren't violent, who never did anything violent. They've been wrongfully convicted. They've been model citizens in prison. And the parole board be like, nah, he's going to get out and do it again. Nah. And then you got this guy who's killed inmates, allegedly, attacked the guards. You know what I mean? Probably did, sexual assault to even get in there in the first place when it started, sexual violence. And you send him through the ringer. Bro, and he was like, man, he said I wasn't getting help. Yeah, he wanted to come back. He wanted to come back. And the lady's lucky he didn't kill her. He just, he spared her, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He probably didn't want the death penalty, though. He wanted to go back, but a lot of them don't want to walk that walk, Self. The dead man walk. For some reason, they don't want to walk that. That's why ADX is so secure, because I think they know, huh, Self? People would rather kill a guard and take that death penalty out, a lot of people, than spend that time in there.
And that's crazy.
Let's see. We got a lot of
hour outside your cell and another locked up area.
In another small little area with a little racquetball. If you're lucky, if you're for good behavior Self, they give you a racquetball and you can run around with it. One of them had like weights, depending on how you are, if you even get that hour. It's depending on how you're carrying on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said,
I don't even know how you could carry on. I mean, you're in the same room for 23 hours a day. What carrying on?
Man, you know how many
I guess you figure some shit out.
Bro, you would be reading and writing books.
Yeah.
As long as
No, I'm talking about to not be able to get the hour out. I mean, what the fuck could you possibly be doing?
Talking crap. Yeah, that's it. Talking crap. That's it. At that point. You know what I mean? Throwing your food around, you know what I mean? When they pushing it through, pushing it back.
Shit, all this hurting you. That ain't doing nothing
Of
to
course.
nobody else.
But you got to remember, these guys, some guys, bro, they are literally fighting the system. And when I say literally fighting, they are literally fighting the system in their mind. So if it's any operative of the system, any public servant, if they can get their hands on anybody that's part of the state. And you know what? I'm not suggesting it, but at some point that may be the only remedy to what could be happening in this country. Hey, look, buddy, maybe you got to quit. We're shutting this thing down. You know what I mean? If you're a public servant or something like that, you could, You know, it's simplistic, but that's how they be fighting the state. So they'll be mad at the prison and they be attacking the guards. It's nothing personal against that guard right there. He represents the system.
Yeah, sometimes it's the guard too.
Yeah, sometimes most times it's personal. I mean, don't get me wrong. Most times it's personal. But there's guys who just fighting the system. I've seen them in interviews when they be talking about it. Yeah, the system messed me up. Since I was 10, the system been they be telling their stories of, and I believe them. I believe them when they be talking about the abuse and how they was abused and shaped into what they became by the system. I believe them. Yeah, they are con men, a lot of them. That's why they call them convicts. But I do believe a lot of them. All right, but how are they coping with the stress and the boredom? When I looked it up, it was basically the TV and the reading. You can get some chapel. Like I said, if you got good behavior, they'll let you go to a chapel and talk to somebody about your problems. What kind of problems can you have, Sal?
Go to a chapel. No, they do a camera.
Yeah, maybe that's it. You talk to the chaplain. Talk to the chaplain, yes.
Right.
About your problems. Which, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, man, damn, that's crazy. Self, we might have to do an experiment. Because, you can test this. You can simulate and create the cell, get you the smallest TV you can get, because it don't really matter how big the TV is too much. But some books, have somebody feed you, your meal, slide some food through the door itself. You know what I mean? Be in a room where the bathroom's already right there you get to, and you simulate that. I'd like to know how long the average human can last doing that. No human touch.
No, I'm not interested in that one out there. Because you can make a maniac. You can.
You're right. You can split. You're right, man. Messing around, you can mess around and become a schizo.
Really. But if I had, I don't quite want to imagine myself in this situation, but if I was in that, I'd have to do lots of meditation,
yoga, Pilates, meditation,
out of body experiences.
What do you call that? Not hydroplaning.
No,
astral.
Yeah. Astral projection.
Yes.
Astral
lucid dreaming.
Yes. Have to do a lot of things to like alter my perception.
You'd have to
make it amenable.
Where you're outside of that place.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, all intents and purposes, like we haven't mentioned the two that are behind me, notables who have been incarcerated there. All crazy. Reports, though, is that they have their wits 100%, and that's a testament. And they did say, so if you have to have a strong support system around you to even have a chance in a place like that.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know how they can support you too much. I guess they could
put stuff on your books and do the Zoom and but they don't get they get phone calls, I'm sure.
Yeah. The commissary, how does that work? Is it anything to put on for the books?
Gotta be, huh? I don't know.
I guess it gotta be something. It's a damn shame you're locked in there and 23 hours a day and you gotta pay for your own toothpaste, and that's crazy. Quite crazy to me.
Now, what do you think about giving maybe lifers or some long-term violent criminals option, which we're going to cover next week, the blood cobalt that they make the batteries from, the lithium batteries,
What if you start giving these young men and women a chance? Hey, listen, you're probably, we'll give you the equipment so you're not inhaling poison like the people in the Congo. But yeah, we'll drop you right out there. You get right there in that big ditch with the rest of them. We'll give you a hammer and you start smacking away. You have a nice trailer you can live in. We'll put a house monitor. You're not leaving, but you can have your shenanigans going on. But that's what you're going to do. And if we gave you 20 years, Self, we'll give you 10 years in these mines where you're pounding away like a slave, which we'll cover next week, and you'll see how awful it is. You're pounding away there, next to kids and women.
They'd kill somebody.
As I said, next to kids and women, you're right. Yeah. It was like when that came out of my mouth, I was like, yeah, probably not a good idea. But no, they have to have their own mind. All right. They have their own mind, and it's only for these inmates. It's like a camp. And instead of you getting 40 years in ADX Florence, you're doing something positive for society, and you do 20 years in here, right? And you know, you're not on 23-hour lockdown.
As long as it's more than just them, they'll kill somebody.
Yeah. And they'll be killing each other, but at least they're doing something. And so if you can put a little money on the side away from them, so when they come out, they don't feel like they have to catch this bus to work. And some poor lady going to work, and you know what I mean. And this guy just got out of ADX. Like, man, some people win the lotto, and this poor lady, you know what I mean.
How many people gotten out of there? I don't think too many got out of there.
No, they don't be. Yeah. Now, Self, they said they don't let them out. Like they put them somewhere else. They don't let them right out of there into the streets no more.
I don't think too many people left there, period.
No, that's what's weird. Yeah, like, how are you leaving there? Right?
The worst of the worst, and you probably have life sentence. Like all those people that we named or whatever, they got they're there forever.
Ever. Plus 30 and 40.
Yeah. Well, one of them is life plus 230 years. It might be the special agent dude.
Man, did you see? Man, my man was.
He got 15 counts of selling secrets to the Soviets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I was talking to this guy from El Salvador, and he was talking about that president over there who built that prison. Man, that prison could hold like 10 football stadiums. And what he was telling me was, it's the MS-13, and the gang started here in LA, and your boy, not your boy, but Clinton started deporting them. I remember this, deporting them back to El Salvador after they came here and, started getting entrenched and learning the gang stuff. They had a meeting in MacArthur Park out here, and man, and then they got deported, and they went there just running havoc, taking no prisoners, bro, recruiting and stealing and raping and killing, bro. And the new president told them, y'all got 3 months to stop, while he was building up the prison. And man, they started arresting everybody. They went from being the highest murder rate to one of the safest, but always a but. So that's what we're going to be discussing, tyranny versus security, something we've discussed a lot on here, but a lot of tyranny out there to achieve what they've done. It's a lot of tyranny.
That's the way it goes. Problem,
reaction, solution.
Yes.
But he said it, so okay. But he said it. Say yourself, if you had the endeavor of you're the alderman and you had the endeavor, and you I'm gonna clean up South Shore. I'm gonna stop all the crime, and I'm gonna make it safe. You don't have to answer this, but are you willing to?
It's gonna be some tyranny. It's gonna be some tyranny.
It has to be. You're gonna have some innocent people get arrested, and that's what's going on, Self. Yeah. But and it's a lot of and they said that, okay, whereas the people used to fear the gangs, they said now they fear the cops.
Yeah.
So the cops have carte blanche right now to just throw cases on people and say they're in gangs and shit. Self. That's what I'm saying. Somebody's cleaning up your neighborhood, Self, and then you're coming home from work, and some cop has the authority to just deem that,
or you know, somebody called him and told him you're in a gang and you're thrown in that prison. Crazy. Tyranny. But man, somebody had to do something.
Yeah, somebody's got to do something. I don't know about all the tyranny, but grabbing up people that's readily doing stuff, I'm not against that.
Man, bro, that's just, and they're not doing nothing for the community, bro. And that's what the dude told me. He was an older dude from there. He was like, man, and they was doing nothing redeeming, zero. Just snatching up girls and putting them in slave, you know what they call that. Yeah. Nothing, bro. Disrespecting the older women. Yeah. So but now he said that they're running back here because of this open border. And so now it's so hot there that guess what? They're coming back here.
Huh? Yeah.
And the whole reason Clinton deported them because he knew how savage they were.
They all never left anyway, but
Correct.
he deported some of them. They were still here and they still had a presence. That's for sure.
Yeah. And we're still recruiting. So all right. What are some of the legal and ethical, as we wrap up, issues surrounding the use of solitary confinement in supermax prisons in the U.S. and internationally? What are some issues with this stuff, the solitary?
And solitary is cruel and unusual punishment by some people.
International law.
It's a form of torture and a violation of human dignity. Call for the abolition and strict regulation. Although some correctional officials and policymakers still defend its use as necessary measure to maintain order and security in prison and jails.
Yeah, and you know what? Everybody can take a different amount and different levels of solitary. But yeah, I think that is just I haven't worked in a prison. Just too long. We're in there too long. That's what I'm saying about the solitary. It's too long, bro.
I mean, everybody in that is solitary every day. That's
ADX,
way different from you do something to somebody and then they put you 30
in the
days
hole
or whatever. Right. This is the whole every day, your whole time you're there, and you're sentenced to be there the rest of your life.
And for the guard self, it's a privilege.
No contact.
They only hire guards who've been doing it for 20, 30 years, and it's a you imagine that, Self. You imagine being a guard in there, Self, no contact. You got nothing to worry about.
You go home every day.
Although you do have something to worry about. And Jeff Ford can make a call. Hey, this dude ain't bringing my food on time. You know what I mean? Then your family, well, can he make a call? No, that's why they put him in there. I don't think he can get messages out without the feds. Right.
Ear hustling on the whole conversation.
Reading.
I know everything sent there or out is being read by the prison. But
remember, he created his own language. So I don't even think they let him talk directly to people no more. According to them, they can make up shit. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
He said, or send shit out either. I don't know. That's they was like no contact. And to me, being able to,
Yeah, that's what he's done. No contact. That's inhumane.
That is. That is torture. That's torture.
Yeah, they might as well be dead. And that's what, bro, what do you call them? The wardens. A couple of wardens quit because they said, said if you want to find hell, they said that place is hell. So if you describe a personal hell, that probably for eternity, you're just sitting there in one room. There'd be a lot of books.
I think no contact is way worse than having to sit there, like
All of it.
not being able to look outside.
No, but you're right. All of it. Because
Yeah.
humans need human contact. That's been proven.
Yes.
And you're saying this, yes, yeah, all of it.
Yeah, you'd have to go within.
Wait, what'd you just say? The no contact? For me, it would be the lights on all the damn time. That's what would fuck me up. And that's what pisses off Chapo.
I think I'd get used to that. Shit,
Oh.
I sleep with the lights on here sometime. I fall asleep, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but them lights are bright. It was on
Yeah.
that one video. It's those, those them federal lights that be up there, them
Yeah,
high like
fluorescents.
LED. Yeah,
They not
yeah.
LEDs, they fluorescents. They
You
fuck
walk in
with
the
your psyche
hospital
already.
and it's all bright. Yeah, it's all psychological torture. They know what they're doing, man. And they're doing all of it, bro. All of it.
I know the food is full of poison. It's man, I know it's horrible.
One dude got out and one dude got out and he eventually linked up with a childhood friend.
Dude.
But if it wasn't for her, he wasn't gonna make it either. He got out and was a brother. He said he had actually did a crime when he was out, but I don't think nobody knew about it. Somehow he got away with it. But yeah. And he was like, man, if it wasn't for her, and he's still struggling.
I mean, you go from no contact to being out in the world. That's a serious shock.
Yeah, he said he didn't feel human. They take your humanity. That's why you said dignity. They take your humanity from you, is what they're trying to do. They say people go crazy, and all they do is chain you to your bed to keep you from beating yourself and all of that. They don't give you no meds. Some of them ain't getting their meds, and all they're doing is this is stuff you hear about in torture and insane.
They get some contact then, so they probably doing stuff to
On
make
purpose,
that happen.
huh?
Yeah, I mean, you get some sort of contact.
Wow. Yeah, and they say mammals need contact. So if that's why your cat or your dog does what? They have to come rub up against you. Yeah, man. Don't they? If you work a long day, they got to, don't they? They got to come. Yep.
It's been said that you can shed electrons or to share electrons with your animals.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
That's probably what's going on. And it's healing.
Symbiotic.
Yeah.
It takes some off you and give them what
Yeah.
they need.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's some hard time, man. That's crazy. And the fact that they won't even let these brothers out. Okay, all right. I mean, they still think they're such a threat that you can't put them back in general population.
Yeah, that's
You're just gonna keep torturing these guys?
It's not making any sense at all.
No, they know stuff. I think it's about what they know. A lot of those people who are in there, it's about what they know and what they have had the capacity to say and what they may have said. And like Jeff and we keep saying, oh, well, if it is, or the CIA put people on or gave them money. I'm not suggesting any of this and any of that. But I'm just saying, bro, Osama bin Laden had somebody who's had some U.S. contacts. That other dude that we talked about from Boston, right? He had the feds and.
I mean, let's hold the bin Ladens and the Bushes are great friends.
Yes.
So, I mean.
Yes. I'm just saying people who know.
Yes.
Who caught the feds with their hands in the cookie jar, and I know Jeff did. And Larry probably had a bunch of information on how the government was working.
Osama was trained. The whole thing was trained by the U.S. When the Russians was in there, according to the script, United States trained. What's the name of that group? Osama was in charge of, or part of, or
Who was in charge? Al
in
Qaeda?
Afghanistan. Yeah, okay, yeah. U.S. trained them.
Yeah.
Gave them
because
weapons and all kinds of stuff.
yeah, because we were in control of the
Poppy
heroin.
field. Yeah,
Yeah,
poppy field.
yeah, the heroin, and the oil was just smokescreen, and we didn't want the Russian czars to control it. Yep. The Russians just trying to deal with that issue. There, it's like, man, we've been dealing with these crazy. We train them. Now, I'm not saying it reminds you of the Ukraine. We're not comparing the Ukraine to a shithole terrorist nation, are we?
Why not?
I'm just saying, it sounds similar, man.
Those people are white. Yeah, I mean, it's it's
stay out of their business. You know what I mean?
Man.
Hey, keep messing with Russia and China, just poking the bear for some reason. I think I know why, because the dollar is going to collapse, and well, it's a whole nother story.
Well, I mean, it's
already collapsed.
It's all a soap opera anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Same people running Russia, the same people running America, same people running China. Same people.
Hey, so once they get the chip in everybody's head, they're gonna be running soap opera theme music in your background through your life. Ding, 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 ding. You're gonna come in the hospital, so ding, 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 ding. You're gonna have some sad soap opera music when you're talking to somebody.
Madness. I will never get a chip.
Do these prisons, supermaxes, serve as a necessary and effective deterrent? And that's what I was getting at, in punishment for the most dangerous and disruptive offenders, or do they violate the basic dignity and rights of human beings and cause more harm than good? What's your take on the supermax?
Well, I think that is torture.
It is. Political torture? For political reasons, even? I think so. Yes. All these guys we named, the notables, except for a few who are attacking guards, and we don't know their cases because that's just a story they give us, the cover story.
Right.
But they all seem to be some sort of, like, they were fighting the government, blowing up the government. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Some spooks involved in it. And some of them got double-crossed.
Yep.
Patsies. Some, but
some were spooks.
Some of them people in there earn their way in there, though.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
but with not a regular prison.
Torture.
Yeah, regular prison, a regular federal what do you call a regular prison? Maximum security should have been enough.
Yeah, well, it means it ain't a deterrent, because especially if somebody got life in a maximum security.
Well, it had to be right. It had to be deterrent for someone who's got life in maximum security. Yes, that would be a deterrent, not to just do whatever you want in the max jail. And it's those people who keep carrying on like that who end up in there.
Yeah. And in my opinion, some of them earned it. You know what I mean? Unless they protecting themselves every time.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
You're attacking guards and inmates.
Steady killing in prison.
Yeah, I mean, because you ain't never getting out, then you're gonna find yourself in a room for the rest of your life.
Now, those guys, I would agree. There you go. Right? That's it. Those guys. But that even should be okay.
Extreme cases.
Well, here's what I'm saying.
Before you go there.
That should be right. But since there's no guard contact, it should be limited guards, and they should exchange more of those guards for social workers and psychological people. I'm not saying that you can ever rehabilitate and get them free, but to house them and not help them is inhumane.
Well, I mean, how do you help somebody, and what are you helping them for if they're going to be in a room the rest of their life and they have no contact with nobody?
Because they're in that room. Now, maybe you could, get to the bottom of it at some point, get them back in general population. You know what I mean? Maybe they won't kill again.
You test them, put them, not you put them in max, and you test them to see if they kill again. You don't let them go on the street. You know what I mean? In public. I don't know.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
seems inhumane because obviously if
yes,
they keep
I don't
killing,
think
they got a mental
you
issue.
can't really go back around people after being like
All that killing. You're saying at that point it's almost like a rabid dog that's done so much killing and tasted so much blood that they usually put those dogs down.
And if you find yourself in that situation for a decade, how can you go back to a regular prison? How can you go back to regular life?
Right.
When you have no contact with anybody at all except for through a screen.
Oh, that's what the dude said. I was trying to tell. Yeah, so regular life. He said when he first got out, he was at his mom's house and he was sitting there, and then he'll wake up and he said he'd be waiting for people to bring him food. And he said she had him living in the basement. It was a patio he can go out on. He said he always felt like he had to have permission to go out there. He wouldn't want to be out there for longer than like 30 minutes. Like it took him imagine a mind screw he was going through.
Yeah. Yeah, being incarcerated is a mind fuck the whole way, even in minimum or medium.
Yeah, you're still gonna have to debrief and yes.
And Supermax.
Supermax, and then you're back at your mom's house. Your poor mom's trying to do the best she can.
Jeez.
Because I know everybody around her was like, "You're letting them what?" Yeah, I set up the basement for him, and my baby going, you know what I mean?
You sure about this?
Didn't you say he killed 4 prison guards and 5 inmates? Yeah, I don't know how these guys are getting out though. So that's interesting though that some of them get out.
Yeah, because I didn't really read nobody was getting out. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you can have an out date in that Supermax. You just did
most
some
people
shenanigans.
don't make it to that.
No,
I
they
mean,
didn't.
the notable people that we.
So if this dude was a hardened inmate, they said he killed. I just had to show his wife when he came in there looking around, and he offed himself within 30 days. He knew he wasn't going. How did he off himself? They never explained.
Yeah, because I think they said it was a murder in there. I don't remember. I guess he murdered himself.
No, but that was they used. I think at some point they had some kind of general population in there, but they don't have that no more. Where they said like if you good behavior, they had a section of the prison where you could eat lunch in the lunchroom, But when I looked at the last one, the most recent one, they don't have that. It's all everybody in the cell 23 hours a day.
Yeah, that's man.
And that's what I've always heard about it too. And then I remember guys used to be like, man, you couldn't handle that. What I say is I'd prefer that. I don't know for life though. Not for life. But I'd prefer that if it was like a year maybe, because that, man, you get caught up in shenanigans in general population. Next thing you know, you're doing murders and you're protecting yourself and you end up in ADX anyway. So,
Yeah.
So you think they cause? Yeah, I agree. They do more harm than good. I would close it down. Me personally, I'd shut it down. I'd defund it. I'm woke. I'm a wacky liberal.
Maybe just have like a part of the prison for those people that can't be around other people.
Well, most of it is mental health, man, and that's what I was. And so we used to have places, and then now, if you got this meth, it's destroying society. Narcan, all of that, man, and nobody's getting the information. They just popping pills, and this stuff is. So now a lot of people are not getting the psychological help they need. So now they get put in the system. Happened to Ronton. Now they're fighting guards, and he won't listen, and they just need their meds. They need they need help. And you know how many more people are in jail now? They got picked up off the street because they did whatever, because they're crazy. And then they went to the penitentiary, and then they did more crazy stuff. And now they're in ADX eating their own feces. And that,
You know what I'm saying? Inmates be like, man, this dude crazy. You know what I mean? Inmates be telling like, nah, y'all need to get him some help, like, and they don't be doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of bad energy and negativity in these places. I don't know how it could really be any other way with freedom is taken and you're a slave.
Well, that's it. You segue into the next question. Kind of going to be on this next week if we don't have a guess. How can we balance the need for security? We've posited this before, but how can we balance the need for security and order with respect for human dignity and justice, especially for Black African Americans? Or
I mean, that's a real thing, because there's two justice systems.
Yes,
so you can't, it's got to be equaled out. It's got to be equaled out.
So assuming it's equaled out, which is a dumb assumption, but if we take that as no, we can't take it. How can we balance the need for security? Well, we can use it just for us as a subset. How can, foundational indigenous people here balance the need for security and order with respect to human dignity and justice? That's the question. I said it. We need to be in the incarceration business. People get mad at me when I say that.
Yeah, I mean,
so they have these
dignity, and there's a better situation. You brought this up before, that there's a prison system that's
what do they call those businesses that are societal conscious? This whole big thing now, and BlackRock only promotes. They have an algorithm for the socially conscious corporations. We'd have a socially conscious prison corporation.
Yeah,
we'd model it after the Swedes and everything they're doing, and become the most effective, prison and get rich. It'll be an honor. Like, people will be like, man, I want to get sent to, you know what I mean, to the Self Luv prison. You know what I mean? They be doing good stuff, or even bad stuff. You can send us your bad ones too. We'll get them debriefed, talk to them, get to the bottom of it. So you're mad about what? He took my cookies and the guy did this and that. Here's your cookies. Okay. Here's a whole box of cookies. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's over. It's over. Let it go. Yeah. Certain people don't understand other people.
Facts.
They don't know how to de-escalate. You know what I mean? That, like, okay, in this scenario I just gave, they'll be like, oh, you're fighting over cookies? You know what I mean? No, just fix the problem. Here's some cookies for everybody. All right. How can we balance the need for security? I don't want you personally, but I guess because I've never lived like in projects, or I have lived in some sketchy situations, don't get me wrong, but me personally, I sit on my perch and I say, I'm more fearful of losing security, of losing my freedoms than I am of my, safety, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. They're inching away at freedoms to where you won't have any safety anyway.
Correct. First of all, the outside will feel like prison, which it's starting to feel like. And then also, to your point, they have all kind of minutia laws written like they're doing over in El Salvador now, and everybody's going to prison now. Yeah. But the businesses aren't being extorted, but eventually the government officials are going to start doing the extorting. Yeah.
Taxes.
That's what they're going to call it, too.
Yeah.
Pay me under the table here and then I'll look the other way.
Yeah, I mean, it's corruption. It's tried and true.
Or legal taxes, and
Yeah.
bringing them down to slave status.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to tax you big to keep paying for these prisons and keep fighting off these drug dealers. All right. Solution. If this prison, Supermax, is an issue, what's the solution? I have one. You'd have to rally up the troops. And when I say troops, I mean, John Q. Public. You know what I mean? Ray. Get everybody there, like a million-man march, if you will. Free Jeff Fort signs, free this and that. Free Ted Kaczynski, whoever it is, and floating your boat when you show up. You got pinks out there, you got your whites, you have your clans out there. Unified march, if you will, right? Go around there and surround the place at the perimeter. You know what I mean? And just sit out there and shout, free such, close this place down. Yeah. The world would see it.
Yeah,
the world would see it.
You'd have to have a big group. That's 49 acres, you said?
Oh, yeah, it's a big perimeter. You ain't lying about that.
Yeah, you're not getting close enough to the building or any of that.
You ain't lying about that. You ain't lying. Flying some drones over there and dropping some pamphlets in there for the inmates.
Probably not flying drones over that. It's probably no fly zone and
I don't think Jeff and Larry can get no pamphlets.
There's a lot of drones that won't work over those areas.
Oh, they got like a magnetic field or something.
It's in the programming of the drone.
They programming the no-fly zone into the code.
Yeah.
Because they can do that in your brain if you let them put a chip in your brain.
Oh yeah, you will never go in the zone. But yeah, we got a drone, and it kind of just shuts down or comes back when you try to fly it over a airport or near an airport.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Anti-American. You should better fly it wherever you want to fly it.
There's no fly zones. So that's probably anti-American, but they got it.
So we got that tech, but we don't have the tech yet where if somebody decides to drive the wrong way on the freeway, it won't do the same thing, huh?
Well, they got that tech too. It's just not in all the vehicles.
Gotcha. So yeah, any solution? I mean, it's only 300. See, that's the thing. They know what they're doing too. It's only 347 people. I mean, the percentage of this for Americans to care.
Yeah.
Right?
So, I mean, the only solution that I can think of is shut the place down. If you need to feel the need that those people can't be around anybody and all of that, you build a wing in a maximum security place and
call it a psychological wing.
Yeah.
And we've always had it. It's a psych ward, ain't it?
Keep them there, you know what I mean? And,
give them a padded room and some pills. At least in the psych ward, they were giving them what's up? Their medications and pills and drugs. They weren't eating their feces and shit.
Yeah, some of them was too, though. I mean, some of them people crazy.
That's true. Some of them you had to.
No matter where you put them,
That's true.
They're going to eat their feces.
You're going to have to chain them down and cover it. Well, why wouldn't you just put a face guard on?
Because they have to eat. And you have no contact, so you put the face guard on and leave them in there. What they get to insure or sip their meals through a straw.
I haven't seen a monkey, have I? Yeah, the monkeys do it. Yeah. I've seen monkeys eating through their feces at the Lincoln Park Zoo and the Brookfield Zoo. Yeah. So that just tells you about the human dignity stuff, like you said, losing your dignity. I mean, we pledge. I'm not saying anybody ever ate feces, but yeah, we know something about dignity. That's for damn sure. And how long this can go on and, sit in this little box and eventually you're going to lose your dignity out there. You might split. Like you said, shut it down. Shut it down.
Yeah.
By presidential executive order. They say the spooks have a lot to do with that place, though.
Yeah.
With its design and its protocols and, the spooks.
Yeah. That one guy that loved to broke out of prison twice, 10 years apart. He's up in there. He ain't broke out of there.
Yeah, hell no, he ain't broke out. Creeper said you can't fly over museums or airports. Some will fly away and never come back. That's crazy. Where do they fly to?
They just probably just land or whatever.
That's retarded.
They probably stay right in that zone. But some of them will come back. But like I said, some of them are just shut down right on the perimeter, of the thing and come to the ground. And it warns you while you're flying it too.
Oh, does it? You're getting close to the zone.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I've been thinking about getting taking up that hobby, bro. Seems like a useful hobby. And then you can end up making money off of it too.
Yeah.
Once you get your skills up. People always need like a drone operator to go do scientific stuff.
As well as films and different stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Films.
You can get some good shots that you used to have a crane for and all of that.
Content, huh? So
yeah.
Ain't lying about that. You ain't lying. All right. So let's go to our community poll. All right. The United States Industrial Prison Complex is designed to, option number 1, rehabilitate offenders and prepare them to reintegrate with society. Option number 2, punish, break, and demean offenders. Option number 3, generate profits. Generate profits. Option 4, de-slavery. Option 5, be all of the above except for rehabilitate offenders and prep them to reintegrate with society. Now, 2 of these responses had 0 percentage. So the one was punish, break, and demean offenders. Nobody just picked that out outright, which I found interesting because really, that is their goal. That's
definitely not to rehabilitate it.
That's flat out their goal when you send these people here.
Oh, the ADX, definitely.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Oh, you're right. You're right. My bad. It ain't ADX. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice job. All right. I'll give you that. Okay. So now the other 0% was be slavery. The U.S. Industrial Prison Complex is designed to be slavery, which could be true.
I mean, it says it right in the 13th Amendment.
13th Amendment. Yeah, nobody's reading that. You're wasting your time reading that.
Just saying.
Yeah. You could be watching Love and Hip Hop. You know what I mean? Talking about that at work. You'd be talking about that at work all day. So, Love and Hip Hop. All right. So, we're going to start with the 14%. 14% of the respondents chose number 1 outright. They said the U.S. Industrial Prison Complex is designed to rehabilitate offenders and prepare them to reintegrate with society. I have reason to believe that either this person is a cop, a CO, or an ex-offender. Maybe they got rehabilitated out there.
I think it's somebody that doesn't know anything about it and is indoctrinated and drinking the Kool-Aid.
And or trolling. Yeah. But hey, I mean, this is why we do these polls, and they could honestly feel this way, and that's fair. Maybe it's a warden of ADX. You know what I mean? Maybe because remember, I popped up the little thing about Loop. The automaker executive, we don't want to say his name. And he started, and it went all through the internet, and people at their company, who scrubbed the internet, hit him up and, yeah, you're doing this show? Yeah, we're getting Yeah, so yeah, we put in the hashtags and the proper stuff. You never know. The one the ADX might have chimed in on that. To rehabilitate offenders and prep them to, you know what I mean? That's what he thinks he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, somebody that's indoctrinated or drinking the Kool-Aid fully think that that's what's happening and that's what's right. You know, they don't think they're bullshitting. They think that this is what it goes on. It's what happens. That's why I said somebody don't know nothing about it.
Now, if you want good behavior, you need to increase the incentive. You know, your conjugal visits from, you know, your local wayward, you know what I mean? Or maybe coming from the women's prison. That's how you do that. You know what I mean? You're doing good. She's been doing good. You choose, you select. It'd be like a prison tender. But you have to do real good. I'm talking 5 straight years of good behavior. I bet you, boy, you have a bunch of choir boys in there. So lights out. Y'all be quiet. It's lights out. You know what I mean? They master saying lights out. They might let you recreate. Procreate? Recreate. All right. Yeah. All right. So 57%. No, so 29% said that the prisons are designed to generate profits. 29% went there. 57% said be all of the above except for rehabilitate offenders and prepare them to reintegrate with society. That's interesting that the majority of the responders believe that prison is designed to punish, break, and demean offenders, generate profits, be slavery. But it's not designed to rehabilitate and get people back into society where they can be functional members and not have to go back in jail so that they can keep getting more profits.
Right. It's
which one did you go
with? The last one.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, they don't try to rehabilitate at all. They want repeat offenders. They want people to build their life on the outside so that they end up at ADX. So,
oh yeah, they got it all set up. You know, they put out problem, reaction, solution. Remember self? When they started, the young people won't remember this. All of a sudden, on all the national talk shows and news and local feeds, they start talking about how violence was happening in the corporate workplaces. You know, remember that? And this guy is an ex-offender. You know, he just get they put all over the news, and then the next thing you know, hey.
3
run
strikes.
Background checks, and then before the strikes, it was, remember, you can't work if you got this mark on you for X number of years, and so that creates a repeat criminal because this person still got to eat, and they literally took away a way you can legally feed yourself, and then wondered why people were right back out there selling poison to the community.
Yeah, I mean, revolving door.
Yep. So they can make money. Yep. That's crazy.
And have free labor, you know, and, you know, it's all
slave labor.
Yeah.
That's what I said. You can send them to the mines. So, you know, I mean, I know one thing. If I had a 20-year sentence in ADX, I'd probably do 10 years over in Congo, smacking the mines, and I get, you know, maybe live in a trailer, you know, with limited air conditioning, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
You'd stay at ADX, read the books?
I don't want to put myself in ADX or those mines, so I don't want to say either one is acceptable.
I'd be down there smacking those mines. That's some hard time, boy. That's some hard time, boy. Oh,
yeah,
that's some
not doing either of those in this lifetime.
So. And they said it's very dangerous. The poison, and you're smacking a cobalt. It's some sort of cobalt mist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you're inhaling out here.
The dust. I mean,
cobalt dust.
So
yeah,
cobalt can be healthy for the body.
Yeah, well, that's why it's so far underground, because we ain't supposed to be.
And there are not supposed to be people out there doing that.
No.
The laws and all of that says that there are no people out there doing that. It's going to be interesting next
Well,
week.
we've got footage to say.
Right. There's
yeah.
plenty of footage.
Yeah.
Plenty of footage.
And every single one of them was what? What color? Or
Melanated.
so-called. Yeah, there you go. Every single last
copper color.
Every single last one of them were copper colored.
Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll be on that.
They were cobalt colored because they had
cobalt
cobalt
color.
dust all over.
I like that. It's funny you say copper because they can only mine the cobalt as a product of when they're mining copper and something else. So it's kind of weird. We'll get more into it next week. But did you have anything else you want to say? I'm about to do a quick wrap up on this topic.
Nope. I got final words. So
yeah. All right, y'all. Well, in today's episode, we've explored the ethical issues surrounding ADX Florence. Let's say be strong to Jeff Fort, Chief Malik, Larry Levy, their family members. I remember I told you I wanted to write a letter, but you go on some sort of list. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be on the list. I'm probably on it already. So, yeah. So ADX Florence, it's the most secure and isolated prison in the U.S. We kind of broke down some of the history and the purpose of Supermax, the conditions and effects of solitary confinement, and the legal and human rights challenges faced by inmates and authorities. We hope today's show has informed and challenged you to think critically about the role and impact of Supermax prisons in today's society. Do they serve as a necessary and effective deterrent and punishment for our most dangerous, disruptive offenders? Or do they violate the basic dignity and the rights of human beings and cause more harm than good? What are the alternatives and reforms that could improve the situation for both inmates and staff? How can we balance the need for security in order with the respect for human dignity, justice? These are some of the questions that we invite you to reflect upon and discuss along with everything else, because one should question everything. And rethink. If you have any feedback, questions, concerns, corrections, or suggestions for future episodes, feel free to contact us in the comments. You can drop a comment, or you can hit us at the number, the 424-900-6945. You can text. We'd love to hear from you guys and ladies and learn more about your thoughts and opinions on Supermax prisons. Until next time, stay curious out there and keep dreaming. Remember, ask not what our culture can do for you, but what you can do for our culture. As always, question everything, because the Self Love Show, this ain't Kansas, Dorothy. Peer down those rabbit holes and do your own research, but use caution and discernment, because sometimes when you stare into that abyss, that abyss stares right back up at you. Till next time, peace. And self-love, honor, and respect. All right, man. We're sponsored by HouseStock, y'all. HouseStock.net, HouseStock.net. Midwest Festivals. That's right. That's right. HouseStock, man. Glamping.
Link is in the
pinned in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, it's pinned in the chat. All right.
Yeah, it's pinned in there.
Yeah.
He said it was all about free labor, aka slavery. DJ Creeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, as far as ADX,
except for that one,
it's so small, like that they're brilliant with that self. It's so few people that I think they know a number where it'd be people would care more.
Yeah. And the I don't want to say propaganda, but the media forces behind the people that's there, you know, everybody assumes that they did a lot of things and deserve to be there.
Correct. That's the biggest problem. Glad you brought that up. That is the biggest problem, bro. That come on, if we take Jeff and Larry for example, when you look at really what really like ADX,
yeah,
they weren't killing guards and inmates to your point, and right, it must be about the information they know, what they may be able to say.
What they may be able to say, and you know, they think they might be able to cause many issues outside of the prison. It's still no excuse because there's no proof of that. And, you know, they say that they made their own language and all of that, but they obviously got that from an informant. So is it true?
Correct. Is it true?
Right.
And, you know, nobody incarcerates like us. Other countries, so, I mean, come on, after 30 years, they figure, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Right? I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, no one incarcerates this percentage of so-called citizens.
With no outdates. Like, you know, you don't have an outdate. And then stuff they said a lot of times, man, like if you die in prison, they bury you in the prison, because it don't be, if you die real old in prison, you get buried in the prison graveyard. It'd be sometimes it don't even have a name, just your number, your inmate number. That's if you don't have family, and who gonna be around when you're 100?
Yeah, especially if you go in when you're 20.
Yeah.
Or 30.
Yeah. Wow. And maybe you didn't have kids, because a lot of them go in before they even have
I've seen some things where they say it's people that they say is still there that's been gone for years.
Oh yeah, because they're getting money off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And they didn't kill them, buried them.
Like when somebody dies and the family is still acting like they're alive to get the Social Security check.
Yeah. I think we mentioned this last week. Is this?
Yeah, maybe you did bring it up when we were talking about it, but if it's a Social Security check, I mean, if that's the case I mean, you know, pickups. I mean, you can't expect these big corporations run by these drop dead gorgeous white people to commit any crimes. Yeah, come on, their job is locking up the criminals. I mean, come on, I can toot the horn. You know what I mean? You know who the bad guys are. It's clean. It's black and white. The bad guys are black and the good guys are white. It's like that on TV. You saw the cowboy shows. I don't know. Maybe I'm making this up. Yeah, it's just I went to drop dead gorgeous really school.
Yeah,
and go to
they
some
sound like they were serving the Kool-Aid at Ray, because it's not gorgeous and it's indoctrination at its highest. They had the best people in the indoctrination, some of the best in the state. In the indoctrination.
I think you're right. And everybody hit on designer, this and that. Yep. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think I'm better than you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everybody thought they were better than everybody else who didn't go to Ray. It's good times. Good times. You know, we had a lot of bougie, and you know good and well the bougie ones came out of Ray. Act like you didn't know. I was like, oh yeah. All right. All right. Here we go. Yeah, they went off to Whitney Young, Kim Wood, you know, a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's get back to it. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging around. And this the riddle was solved, you guys. The riddle was solved, so no need in repeating that. Next week. What?
Said nope.
Yeah. So next week, Self Love, as we discussed, we're going to be going over the blood cobalt, or we may have a guest. Yeah, so got to be addressed.
Terrible thing.
Killing us in the Congo. And then we're talking politics on Sunday. It may be getting moved around. You guys let me know, because I'm in charge of my own schedule now. We can make all of this stuff work more and better for you guys if you want to do it, or it can stay as it is. And then this brings me back to my personal favorite part of this whole shebang, and that's wordsmiths. Final words at the end. Let's get the volume. Hold on, we're gonna bring the beat back and get some volume. Final words at the end.
It's a good volume.
It's good volume there.
Check, yo. It's a fact that the ADX Supermax lacks human contact for all the inmates. 23 hours a day up in the cell. Even the free space is a jail. It's simulating hell. How can you excel? What must you do? If you live in that situation, you no longer have a crew. It's just a crew of you. You would have to go within and literally pretend you are somewhere else in your inner vision. Travel through the astral plane. I know some people don't believe and think it's insane, but I think you could go insane sitting in a room doing nothing. So you gotta get it straight and start to meditate. Never hesitate to raise your vibration. You gotta do something to spend your time. Most of the times gotta be in your mind. That's the only way that you can grind. Gotta find some goal, something to pursue. Something else to do. The serving time is like a slavery mission. Fucked up position. From the ADX ain't really no transition. You institutionalized. Unless you can keep your wits and remain wise. They done told a lot of lies by a lot of people in there. They want to pretend like life is fair. The two justice systems, one for the pink, one for the melanated. They're not equal, but they're not segregated and put in the same court with the same judge, and they decide differently and act like we can't see what's going on with their racial porn. And it's the norm. So I don't like most of these prisons, because how do they feel them? We gotta investigate a better way so we can have our people here to make a way. A better day. I don't know what else to say. Close ADX. Words.
Word. So.
Guantanamo Bay is still up, open.
You say what, bro?
That prison in Cuba is still open, so
Yeah, Guantanamo Bay. Well, it ain't in Cuba, is it? I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Crazy. Where was that at? Sunset Bay, Sunset Boulevard. Damn. Wow. All right. All right. Good shit, boy. There you go. Free the guys, man.
Prison is slavery.
Man. Slow this thing out. Big ups to my man, Zodiac. Know thyself. Know thyself. Hold on. So. That's my bad. All right, hold on. All right, here we go. We're gonna change that. This King Zakir.